Hey guys, so a lot of emails have come in for me recently. Are you looking for this? Are you looking for this? Yeah, I thought you were looking for that. A lot of emails have come in to my inbox, and a lot of people have asked me, you got a bunch of palettes, newly released ones that have come out in the last, couple months. Which ones are your favorite? So I thought we'd talk about that today because there are quite a few palettes that have come out recently that I love. And the good thing about this is I've swatched all of these palettes, so I will put the links in order below for you so you can check out the swatches. I always do my swatches in sunlight, and they're quick, but they get the job done, I think. So let's just start talking about palettes that have released recently. Let me see if I can talk today. The first one is by Bare Minerals, and this has two different names depending on where you go. On the Ulta site, it is called the Mixmaster. On the Bare Minerals site, it is like the convertible eye palette, convertible something. All right. Anyway, I love it. It's full of 12 ready eyeshadows. There's a lot here. If you've never tried ready eyeshadows, this is a great way to get into them with so many different options. There's light, there's dark, there's natural, there are mattes, there are quite a few mattes actually, and there are shimmers. So it's a really, really great palette. And if you're looking for something that's easy for taking with you on the go, one of the things that this palette does is if you close it, it slides out. So you can slide out and make it a smaller palette and, just pick whatever, what 3 colors you'd like in that palette. Now this is like perfect. That's why I kept it like this. This is like a perfect palette for every day. Did I mention their shadows are buttery? I have some on now. I love ready eyeshadows from them. So you can see these on the back. These are the names, and these pop right out, as well as the little palette pops out. So this is a great option, great way to get started using ready shadows, because I think there's a lot here. And usually you'd have to get a quad, something like that, to get, a bunch of ready shadows together. And the price isn't, too bad. And always remember that, there's a couple different retailers this is available at. It's at the boutiques. It's at, I've seen it at Nordstrom, Ulta. So there's a variety of different places you can pick this up, and I think it's a really, really great pick. This I was so excited about. This is the Balm Voyage palette. I love the Balm. They have kind of, besides ready, my favorite texture of eyeshadows out there. These colors are amazing. There are a lot of them. I saw this on Hot Look for half price. It broke my heart because I got mine at Kohl's for full price. But check out Hot Look for deals on the Balm products. They had the in-stain blushes I love as well. So, keep an eye out on Hot Look for brands like the Balm, because they really do put a lot of products, a lot of palettes on sale for you at half price, which is fantastic, and just where a makeup lover should hang out and, keep abreast of what's going on. These shadows are great. They are soft, smooth, buttery. Love the textures. There are mattes here, there's shimmers here. There's just a lot of gorgeousness here. I love this color right here. I think it's interesting that they made them like seat numbers. C2 is a beautiful, beautiful teal. Love that. I mean, look at that. That is pigmentation, y'all. I mean, that is just, you don't get that everywhere. And that's how this shadows for the Bare Minerals Ready palette. That's how they swatch as well. I mean, you just take a little bit of your finger and boom, you've got a lot of shadow on there. So that's how it works as well with your brush. So this is great. It also has 3 colors in there. These are super pigmented. I was shocked. Now, I haven't worn these outside of testing. These I've tried on my lids and everything like that, a lot of the shadows, because I've had this palette for a while, but these I've only swatched, but I was shocked at the pigmentation on these colors. These are for your lips and your cheeks, and I totally believed. I was like, cheeks? This would be one of the strongest cream blushes I've ever used, so I totally believe that. So these colors are very, very pigmented, so this is a good pick. All right, this is a sore spot for a lot of people. I heard a lot about this. This is a Laura Mercier Artist Palette for Eyes. This is this year's version. I loved last year's version. I think I like this year's version a little more because I'm a freak about purple, and there are lots of purples. I love this palette. It is limited edition, and it is just amazingly gorgeous. I love African Violet. I love the mattes in this palette. These mattes, I mean, fresco, beautiful matte color for the inner corner of the eye. I mean, there are just so many beautiful colors here. Coeur Royale and Violet Ink are probably the ones I'm going to use the most. They're right here. Coeur Royale and Violet Ink. I mean, the pigmentation here is fantastic. It really, really is. There's a little fallout with these, and especially the shimmers, but regardless, the quality is there. A little African Violet in the center of your eyes pop. Love this, love this, love this. I'm ready for the artist palette for the eyes. 2014, I'm ready for that. This, I had to, you know, most of these are eye palettes, but I had to mention this because I do love it. This is something I swatched recently, and it is the NARS Guy Bourdin, what is it, One Night Stand palette. This is such a great value. If you are interested, if you've never purchased any NARS blushes, watch out for these sets, okay? Because an individual NARS blush is what, like $26 now? In a set like this is $65. Pricey as hell. Don't get me wrong. I realize it's a lot of money, all right? But you are getting 4 blushes, and for a lot of people, depending on your skin tone, you're getting a bronzer and you're getting a highlight. So even with me, I'm not probably just going to be able to use this on my eye. Regardless, I still have 5 amazing colors. All right, they went deeper this year, which I think is cool. Last year's palette didn't have very many deep blushes, so this year's did have deeper blushes, which is great. And there was another palette that was exclusive to another retailer. I forget who. I got that last year as well. So I got 2 of these last year. This year, this one. But these colors are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And again, check out my post if you want to see swatches of these, because they swatch beautifully. Swatch so pretty. Oh, so pretty. And I like to mix blushes as it is. I'm a blush mixer. I mix up colors. Like when I'm in front of you guys going to tape a video, I use like usually 1 blush, maybe 2, very so often. But on a day-to-day basis, I put, you know, 2 or 3 colors on. You know, I just do. I love mixing blushes and creating my own color. Now, this was the surprise of the year for me. I love this palette. It is a Smashbox full exposure palette. I haven't used the brush yet, but I've used the colors and I love them. I got more requests for information on this than any other palette here. So the only one that came close was Laura Mercier. But this palette is gorgeous. The thing about this is if you don't like shimmery shades, I'm not sure this is going to be your cup of tea. Because as much as I love mattes, and I would love all matte palettes all day long, shimmer is just, you know, a part of the deal. I mean, I think, you know, for the price point for getting a whole palette, you gotta like some shimmer. You gotta like it. I happen to like it in small doses for the most part. You know, I like a sophisticated shimmer. These are a very nice shimmer as far as, you know, how they come off on the eye. You know, so I would say they are sophisticated. If you look at this, like right there, don't look at that finger. If you look at this, this is, again, kind of like a sophisticated shimmer. But regardless, you know, it's not going to be for everyone. This is something that I think will be around for a while. I feel like I've seen it at Nordstrom. I don't know if it's limited edition, so I hope I'm not speaking out of, I hope I'm not misleading you guys. But yeah, it's just a really, the shimmer is really, really nice. But I think it's a waste of your money if you don't like shimmer at all. So people out there looking for all matte palettes, you know, I don't think this is the ticket for you. I just don't. The matte colors are fabulous. Let me swatch one of those. This one is one of my favorites. I think this is a nice, unique color. But so beautiful to the touch. I mean, the touch of your brush. There's pigmented color all over your brush, ready to go on your eyes, smooth as silk. So they did a fantastic job with them. I love Smashbox shadows. I have very few of them. I have the big mega palette and, you know, the other kits and things like that. Usually every year. I didn't purchase one this year, but I have in the past, and it's great for taking on vacation. So I do love their shadow quality, definitely. This is the Anastasia Catwalk palette, and I had to include this because I think this is a fantastic palette. It's just the perfect fall palette, and I know it won't be around forever, so I thought I would include it. I mean, there's some really great colors in here. You know which ones are my favorite? Oop, I'm dropping the brush. These 4 right here. these 4 are everything. You can create amazing looks with these 4 shadows. Beautiful, beautiful fall eyes. I like that there is some matte, there is a matte contingent in here. I don't know if I have any other palettes that have a black as well as a brown matte shade in them. It's really, really nice because you can smoke out any color combination you have in here using either black or brown. I think that's really nice. So a lot of people will get a lot out of this. This is, again, the Catwalk palette from Anastasia. I just had to mention this one because I've been loving this one. Now, I have 2 more. This one is a biggie. Swatching this with something else. This is Kat Von D's. It's at Sephora, Spellbinding Eyeshadow Book. And I gotta tell you, this was a little bit harder for me because this, I think, should be geared towards someone that either loves really a lot of color or has quite a few shadows already and is looking for something a little different. That's who I think would be, the best audience for this. The colors are really, really pretty. Kat Von D makes great shadows. They're supposed to be, on the back it says how to use. Each set of shades are paired together to create perfectly layered looks. So, so you can do this. There's a significant number of brand new shadows. I think I counted 12. The ones with the stars by them are brand new shadows for her. So they think that I counted a total of 12 new shadows. So a really nice palette if you are familiar with Kat Von D and you want some, mostly new shadows from the brand. These are great. I'm not even mad at I thought I would have an issue with the size of each shadow, but I don't. It works just fine. My brush goes right across it. But again, there were some shades that I thought would be a better match for somebody that has an extensive collection and wants something different. I don't think that this is going to be appealing to everybody. There are 2 shades that I had a lot of issue with. That I didn't like, and it's this one right here. It's basically, you can see if you look at my blog post, it's basically like it looks kind of like a yellow pastel with glitter laid on top of it. Huge amount of fallout. This shade is the same way. So those are the 2 shades out of all of them that I wasn't happy with. They're called Sunset, Boulevard, and Gunner. But other than that, the rest of the shadows were really, really gorgeous and pigmented and really nice to use. But again, I think it's going to appeal more to somebody that has kind of an extensive collection and is looking for something different. After you take a look at all of these colors, you'll find things that you don't have necessarily already. But I don't, again, think that every makeup lover is going to be drawn to this palette. Last, but definitely not least, is one of my favorites that I have seen this year. And it's a surprise because I usually don't gravitate toward Too Faced for holiday sets. Like, I think I have gotten things in the past, but you aren't my go-to brand. Like, let me see what they have out for this year. But this is really, really good. It's a few of my favorite things, and this I picked up at Sephora, and it's just really a nice setup because you have a lot of shadows. That's an easy way to win me over, a lot of shadows. And then I usually didn't, in the past, I guess why I don't look to Too Faced is because in the past, these items really weren't a good fit for me. But they put this in there this year, and this, I mixed them together, gorgeous. This on the bottom, really, really nice color. So I'm getting use out of the bottom area, which is their bronzers and blushes, which I haven't really been able to do before, and that's why I've passed on kits before. Raindrops on Roses is a beautiful bright pink, but what I love, I get all over there. Yeah. The only thing is when I open this, sometimes I get the fallout from the shadows on the blushes and bronzers, but it's fine. Melt into Spring is a beautiful, surprisingly deep color on the cheeks that I love. I've been using that just to use it. Just open, even on days I wasn't using the rest of these, I've been using that. But they have some great, great shadow shades here. And yeah, take a look at the link at the swatches if you'd like to see them up close. But they've got beautiful colors. I was sitting with my mom and we were trying to figure out, it's called A Few of My Favorite Things After the Sound of Music. And so they've got shades named Cream Colored Ponies, Crisp Apple Strudel, Blue Satin Sashes, things from The Sound of Music, one of my favorite movies. Me and my mom used to watch that every year together. But yeah, we were trying to figure out how some of these, like, you know, Whiskers on Kittens, we remember that, but how some of the other ones kind of fit into the whole thing. They probably got a guide somewhere. But yeah, these are really, really super pigmented shadows that I love. I was surprised how much I ended up loving this. I mean, there's colors like Party Time. This is really, really a pretty color. Party Time. Gorgeous. There's, you know, just, I mean, they have the best golds in here. I love gold. I don't know if you know that, but I love gold. I mean, crisp apple strudel is like not a traditional gold. It's kind of an off color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, this is a nice color too. This is kind of like a wine. It's called Soiree. This is just so unique. I love that color. I really, really do. I was like, what in the world? I mean, you really got some great colors in this palette. Let me see, one more. I'll show you one more. Evergreen. I love evergreen. It's gorgeous. So just your basic, just beautiful deep green. Well, mid-tone, not too deep. But I mean, just look at that. The pigmentation is there to make this a really, really great palette worth having. So guys, I hope that was helpful to you. I got a lot of requests for, you know, what's your favorite palette? What are your favorites? Because usually I don't have one. And I thought I'd get back to a bunch of you on that. And hopefully it was interesting to a couple of other, you know, people out there that were kind of thinking about which way to go on a bunch of different palettes out there. It's kind of hard when there's a lot of stuff out there to decide what to get. So hopefully you know, kind of have my thoughts on it. You can look at some swatches and make some decisions. All right. So I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.